seconds off, but...
MotoGP moves away from the Circuit of the Americas and over to the Lusail International Circuit in Doha, Qatar. Welcome to qualifying and a crucial session as we prepare ready as the 15 minutes of Q1 is about to get underway. Green light is about to go on and qualifying for the Qatar Grand Prix is now go. Hello everybody, welcome then. This is the critical session, 15 minutes of Q1, then followed in as well with 15 Q2 minutes. The top runners from the two here progress up, and in this session, Jorge Martin, Augusto Fernandez, alongside Luca Marini and Air Bashini, Raul Fernandez, Brad Binder, Somkat Chancha, Juan Mir, Alex Rins, Jack Miller, Marco Bezzecchi, Ogura, all going in as well. I think Ian Birch still here in the commentary box now with the microphone down to him and Megan to the podcast. How did it go? Yeah, I think it went fine. Yeah, it sounded fine from what I was listening to in the other room. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. So I'm using different I'm using a different headset than Megan, so I can hear. But yes, looked all good.
I'm not saying who won the World Superbikes, but you know,
you could hear. Yeah. I'm not surprised as a flash of red goes past me up here in the comms box. Q1 starts now as well, says Plug coming in as well. SH Sean says, hey Josh, Alex Marquez first in his crash this season early in FP2. Oh, so that's what I missed with Megan. Alex Marquez crashing out. Okay, not too bad then. We've got
a strange one because he slipped off really fast, as if something, one of the wheels had stopped, which you hadn't, or you know, like when the brake comes on.
I'd gone off completely, yeah.
And but it didn't flip over.
It just sort of what?
It just followed him, and you know, that's strange because usually it just as the traction from the wheel that's turning trails in, it flips, but it didn't, which suggests that there wasn't a lot of power as he went around that corner. Maybe that was it. He braked too hard, it didn't have enough power, and lost the front end.
Yeah, it's not the best situation to get going at this circuit along the rest of them. It's a tricky one to get 110% right. So we'll just adjust the screen up here in the comms box so that we can actually have the track map ready. It's just it takes ages this with the blog. Rins then on lap time, so is Miller, Martin, all starting to fly through as well. Let us know by the way if our microphones are okay, because I've changed headsets when Megan was using hers a few moments ago to my one as Miller 27.79 sector. Bezzecchi coming in quick as well. Martin flying up, so they're going to have I think a few do's and don'ts will be coming up shortly in this session, mainly because they don't want to have more and more accidents sort of flying out from each other compared to the previous couple of sessions we've had out here at the circuit. So just get that all set up for you, nicely looked. There we go. Blog's now operational to come through. Green flag is out. So we've got a new setup, by the way, for this session. If anybody's like it, we've now got a. I don't want to say it's different, but it's sort of slightly better. As still, this microphone is a bit tricky to get right. There we go. I've got it right now. Yeah. So basically, we've got a new map book and it can stream more powerful. So when we have to be in a different commentary box, it's now a lot easier to be in a second commentary box to hook up, and we can have a virtual green screen behind us because there's no green screen there. So I can go as far back as I like and there's no one there, but it's all virtual. Looks fun though. Apart from if I turn that way, the microphone... Oh no, it doesn't do it now. It must be only when it catches the light. Anyway, I'm rambling because we're still waiting on the first sector times, and here they come now. So it'll be Marco Bezzecchi who'll be first across the line then. We're riding with him out of the last corner. Jack Attack as well. So it's Bezzecchi fastest, with Miller second, Martin third as the lap time start to come in. Iagura 151.502. Alex Rins goes up there. Binder now takes it in second. Marini goes in fourth as well, so there's a few deltas still popping around out here. I'm surprised actually. I thought there would be a sort of a harsher apprentice to come through. Who are my picks to get into Q1 and Q2? Well, to leave this session, it's quite hard to start actually. I'd say, certainly I think not Bezecchi. Aguirre was quick, as I'm hearing commentary saying the same thing. So I reckon that could be a case as Aguirre dives through. Okay, so I think Aguirre could be quick. After that, I reckon it's anybody's guess. Binder's an opportunity. Rins hasn't been looking that strong on the Yamaha. We're in for a truly unpredictable one because it's all over. The two Aprilias aren't quick. We know Martin. To be fair, it'd be a miracle if Martin can qualify anywhere near the top 15.
Martin didn't do that well in the practice session just now.
I thought not.
But has he been, like, because he's not fully fit, do you think he's just holding back?
There's definitely, I think, sort of a break that he's holding back because
he needs to do just one good lap in this to get in Q2.
And he's capable of it. I mean, we're doing a 151 at the moment. We were faster than that yesterday. I think we saw yesterday, as Megan pointed out in the practice sessions, he was using his legs a lot, and you can see it's his left arm that's most damaged, and he's using his right to pull and push the bike, but he's using his hips and his body and his torso a lot more, and he's done that lap time to get into Q2. That's super impressive. 151.655, stunning lap time there from Jorge Martin. He is not holding anything back at the moment. He's only a tenth and a half off of Aguirre. Okay. Getting better and better. He's just going to second, as they say, yeah. I don't think there's any stopping him, really, unfortunately. It's that type of situation and that type of race where they can just push each other harder and harder and harder. I'm trying to get this. Oh, hello, what's this going on? That's Martin running wide at one. So, oh dear me.
That wouldn't have done his shoulder any good.
No, that's getting ridiculous into that first corner now as well. He was jumping around too crazily. That would have hurt him several times harder to come into it as well. So let's have a look at a replay. What are we going to be watching here on the trail break? Yeah, he just shoots straight up. He can't brake. He can't brake, can he? With his the way that arm is, he cannot brake. That's unbelievable. How quickly that came off as well. I can now see the YouTube chat directly alongside the OBS. That's a better way of doing it. I should have done that before. Instead of giving it to Megan that way. Because then they could have seen it. Okay, just going to second. He's setting a red sector. So we're into the usual gap now.
Between, you know, before Martin did that lap, which we thought he might be able to, I thought it was between Bezecchi and Raul Fernandez to actually get the top two places.
That's Raul now having a moment coming through. Oh, and he properly had a buckashoe moment, didn't he? The bike was stepping off massively to come into it. Trackhouse, of course. MotoGP American team, mainly a NASCAR team, have come over, and they've brought in expertise as well in order to make themselves a competitive manufacturer. And they were second and third back in Germany, so they've got the skill, they've got the appetite as well. Do you know what, I'm just looking here as they all come down pit lane for the middle of the run. We're in here again for the sprint race later. I am mega impressed by this laptop, by the way, right now. We're streaming at 100,000 kps, which is a lot. We are running only 6.9% of the GPU. If I did this stream in the commentary box on 1,000, we'd be using about 40% of the GPU. Insane. And you've got a nice camera. Everybody can see me. Because everyone was complaining last year about the cameras and the audios whenever we were in this box, and now we've changed it. In fact, that laptop's getting repaired. So, Ed Sean says, so far, Bezecchi hasn't been great with the factory Aprilia, to be honest, and at the moment, based on the standings, Aguirre is the best Aprilia rider. Yep, a Trackhouse, of course, runs an Aprilia, and he's done a 151.502, as you can see above me here in the commentary box. Also, the camera's wide enough that we can also have Megan sat here later on in the sprint race, which is going to become critical. So we have thought it through. The camera's wide enough that we can have a second person standing here alongside. Whereas compared to last year, do you remember the German Grand Prix when me and Megan had to do the sprint race in here? Literally shoulder to shoulder. It was not nice. I'm going to move my chair a bit actually because it's bugging me how I'm not in centre frame. So 5.5 minutes to go of Q1 then. I'm hopeful, by the way, if I turn it up later, we can hear Susie. Did I see the results of the F3 sprint race? I know a rookie won, Freddie Slater, wasn't it? That's all I know. Freddie didn't win. Freddie came second, right? I know because I haven't seen it. What? I thought you said something. Yeah, pick up your mic, then I can hear him. We're in soundproof headphones.
Yeah, Freddie became the youngest F3 podium guy.
Right.
Freddie had a great race. He took it from the start, and then was then overtaken by the winner, and but stayed in there. And when people tried to rough him up by going side to side, he got wheel to wheel so that he couldn't push him off. Because that's the best way to do it.
Well,
because they won't risk their own struts but they'd risk their own side panels, but not the struts.
When's the F2? Oh well, hang on. Why am I looking at that? F1's on right now. Presumably the F2's in between. Or have I missed it?
F2's next.
F2's next, right after F1. I don't know where. I think at the same time F2's on.
It was really beautiful to watch Freddie's skill at such a young age, because he is a very skillful lad. I can
believe that.
I mean, my favourite one is from Formula 1 this weekend. Luke Browning.
He's done so well in the Williams.
Luke, when he had to avoid the experienced driver, that's his teammate, because he was going. Albon was going slow, and Luke had just a millisecond to react and go round him. And it was as if he was overtaken on a motorway, not on a racetrack.
It's so good how the reactions are for Luke Browning as well. We've seen it a couple of times, even in the tunnel last year, actually, with that was a Wasser coming in as well with Bortoletto and Lawson. Yes, I'm back as the host now for
the
qualifying.
standard of F2 and F3 drivers now is so much higher than it was about 2 years ago. It dipped a lot. It's when GP2 first and GP3 started. There were some really strong contenders in it, and then it dropped, and that's why I think that these lads are, they're getting the reserve driver jobs in Formula 1, doing a lot of simulator work. Then when they get in the real thing, it's not so much as a shock, because the difference between F1 and F2 is immense.
Oh, it's massive, the gap between it.
Yeah,
it's the same between Moto3 and Moto2 and MotoGP.
The first time you break in an F2 car,
Martin's just run wide at one.
It's not that much difference from an F3. But the first time you break in a Formula 1 car, it's like, suddenly, I'm glad there's not a windscreen there, because my head would be on it.
Speaking of outbraking, as I said, Martin went straight on at the first corner as well. And that was on a push lap. Bezecchi's got a fastest middle sector, 27.621. Binder, 27.597. Miller, 27.580. So there's coming in as well. Yes, Megan hosted Free Practice 2. She's now gone to sort out Formula 1, and I'm back for qualifying as we come through.
I mean, I think Trackhouse have tried to do what Red Bull did in Formula 1. And that is come in, buy up all the talent, and see how they go from there.
It's working. It's a good strategy. Ayagura, Moto2 world champion, of course. He's got a lot of power behind him. Now, we're running low on lap time, so I'm starting to think that this is going to be the final push lap. The track temperature's too high to come through, as we are still on the attack, as we've just finished, I believe, the World Superbikes. And hello to everybody who's just joined us watching from that. I just got a notification from it. Over the line at the end of Q1, if you're just joining us, and Marco Bezzecchi goes in second. That kicks out Martin. Rins comes across the line on the Yamaha. He now goes into second position as well. Binder is on a sector time. He's 2/10 down, but the gap is enough as he comes to. Rins is only 10,000ths of a second off of Ayagura's time. That's insanity happening right now. Really strong power laps. Here comes Binder over the line then. Can he improve over No, only goes 7th. But Ralph Fernandez improves up to 5th position as well. Miller goes into 5th, 151.735. And now we're all looking to the sector times to see if anybody's going red again, to see if they are going to improve again. I don't think they are. I think that was it for the push laps. Yeah, no one's improving. Yellow for Marini. Oh, red sector for Iagura. Red sector for Martin. 27.564, slower than Iagura, but faster than his current time. So Martin, we're watching him now into turn 4. He is still going to push. If Martin can get through into qualifying 2, I think that would be the statement and a half. That's the track house. That wasn't Iagura though, that was Ralph Fernandez, who was just gone wide at the first sector. So he's given up enough for that. Well, there is Martin now, 0.062. The differential between them at the moment. Let's see if there'll be a changing position soon. Mia's in there too for Honda. Let's not count out Honda. They were stunning yesterday in practice. Red sector 2 again for Iagura. 29.697. Rins 26.726 in the 3rd sector. 26.7 for Marini. I think again Martin 26.8. Yeah, so this is going to be very, very close then. This is going to be a surprise if it changes through. And we have a rider who has just come back from major surgery, having never ridden this motorcycle. He literally crashed out turn 1, lap 1 of pre-season testing in Sepang. I was there, I was watching it, I saw it happen, the high side, the bike flipped up from under him, threw him down into turn 2. Let's see how it is, flags out. Oh, here comes Iagura. It's a 1:51.104. That's your benchmark over the line. Nothing coming yet. Everyone's still not fast enough. I think Rins might just have it. Martin only goes 4th, which puts him 14th on the grid. Exactly where I said he should be about for a return. He's put it bang on where he needs to be. 14th fastest then. And it's Iagura and Alex Rins who will progress into Q2. And out of the session will go that of Marco Bezzecchi. He starts 13th. Jorge Martin starts 14th for his return. Luca Marini in 15th. Jack Miller 16th. Ralph Fernandez is 17th. Brad Binder is 18th. Augusto Fernandez 19th. Enea Bastianini is 20th. Juan Mir 21st. And Sonkat Chantra in 22nd position as well. Not bad at all for that session. That was a lot more calmer and a lot more intrigued than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be hell. But fair dues and fair dues. They've kept it nice and they've kept it clean. Now at the moment we don't have the second bus mixer. So I'm hopeful we can turn it up to TNT. If not, I'm going to do a clever thing. You'll like my clever thing that I can do in a second. I'm going to do it now. With the other YouTube page, if I can have it open. Because I don't need it now because I've got that open. So I don't know why. Oh, that's right. I'm just going to log in and throw it down to them on there. Yeah, who needs it when we've got 2 signals? So, Bezzecchi going through, just changing over. I still think that that's a better lap time from Martin. And already you're seeing the differential between them to come in and go that fast, that quick. Just trying to find out where they are. I would have gone to Sky, of course, but it won't work when there's a box open. So I have to use this. Yeah, the screen doesn't work. Importantly, so does the background. So there's your first session then. Let's hand it down to TNT Sports for all of the action as we wait for the next session. Oh, hello, that's not working yet, is it? For the next session to kick in, let's go down to Susie.
It was a sensational performance from Iagura, wasn't it?
Alicia Spargo, in this occasion, it's Iagura the one performing for them. He's through into Q2 alongside the other factory Yamaha man, Alex Rins.
Yeah, thanks, Gav. It was a sensational performance from Iagura, wasn't it? At the top there, making it through to Q2. We didn't see a lot of him on screen, but we did see a little bit. I think they were concentrating on the Jorge Martin story. What did you make of I?
solid. Once again, he's so fast. I've watched him in practice and he just looks comfortable. The bike stops, it turns. He's got everything working, and we know his race to rhythm is typically better than his one-lap pace. So yeah, this is confidence inspiring for both him and the Trackhouse team. In these hotter conditions, we know that he's now got a little benefit going into Q2, having put in the 4th fastest lap time of the weekend. So yeah, really standout performance in that session.
Hello, by the way. It's the first time I've seen you on camera, so very welcome. And Alex Rins just holding on to that 2nd place to go through to the next session.
Yeah, good effort. Looked like he put everything on the line there, Alex. For yesterday, he missed out on the top 10 by the finest margins, and yeah, was able to put it together. So a great lap by Alex Rins. Really improved as well from his first to his 2nd run. So he got it all perfect, and this is with different conditions as well. I mean, the wind is really picking up now, and I can tell you now here, because it's flat, because there's, you know, it's basically desert around here, so you get really affected by,
we
by
are
the wind.
actually in the desert.
Fast corners, MotoGP bikes, big wings. The last thing you want is strong winds like that.
Yeah, and it has, you know, it has been quite gusting today, hasn't it? Just want to mention Jorge Martin, who I think he's surprising all of us, really. And you can see he was a bit miffed that he didn't get through there, and he looks good on the bike. Actually, Johan Zarco back to walk behind us just to say that he's obviously got through already to Q2, is flying the Honda flag. But what did you make of Jorge Martin?
Yeah, exceptional to come back with so little time on the bike. The fact that he's missed the first 3 races, missed the full pre-season testing, and he's there. He's so close. He's only, this morning, 4/10 off his teammate there, only a 10th off. He's so close to getting through. That's only the 6th time he hasn't made it through to Q2, and he's carrying an injury. You can see on the bike he's not as comfortable because of the left wrist. He can't get his body down as naturally. He can't be as aggressive when he goes in, but he's still making it count. And he's so... everything's so new to him, and he will find a lot of performance out of the Aprilia and himself together as a package. So yeah, good things to come, but that's a really promising start.
And just the 10th behind Bsky, it is quite an extraordinary performance so far this weekend, isn't it? Maverick Vinales, as we know, has got great form around here, a couple of victories. He got through to Q2 yesterday for the Tech 3 KTM team, and Nat has been talking to the boss, Hervé Poncharal.
Well, Hervé, you've got 2 riders that both have MotoGP wins around this track at Qatar. Maverick up into Q2 directly, and says he's got the balance of the bike right. Does he feel more competitive with each session? How do you think he'll go in qualifying?
Oh yeah, since Maverick, started with us, every single round is a better feeling. He's closer to the front guys. We are very happy also because he did his first direct Q2 in Texas last race. Unfortunately, we were hampered, and we couldn't show the real potential of Maverick because of technical problems. But we know that he would have been fighting for a top 5 finish. He did it here, straight to Q2. He feels really good. And as he said, the more I ride the bike, the more I do laps, the more I understand and I feel at one with it. So this is good news. We have to see what he's going to do Q2. But, it's a bit the same story than on the other side of the garage. You've got 4 KTMs, both Pedro, Maverick, straight to Q2. The other 2, Brad and Enea, struggle a bit more. This is racing. Everything is very close. Unfortunately, Enea is always showing in the main race on Sunday that he's got the pace to fight in front. But when you start so far down, he's a big problem. So clearly for Enea, we need to work on the better feeling on the fast time, on the one-lap time attack.
Yeah, we know he can make up the places in the race on Sunday, and he really managed to
he started P17 in Texas, and he finished 2 seconds to P4. So we know with a better start position, we can achieve good results. But we need to qualify better, and this is not what we've done here. We thought after Texas, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Qatar is going to be okay, because also this is one of his favorite tracks here. But still, we have to work a bit more with him.
Great to talk to you, Hervé. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Enjoy Q2.
Go on, Hervé. I suppose Maverick Vinales has got to kind of lead that that team, hasn't it, the KTM team for Tech 3, because Enea Bastianini seems to be all at sea at the moment.
It's just up and down, and it's up and down with all the KTMs actually. Let's not forget Brad Binder here almost won the race And so far this weekend, he's not able to express himself, you know, on the KTM. So yeah, it's up and down. Looks like they're still looking for Phil. Enya Bassini has got Phil in race mode, but he hasn't got any in qualifying mode. Maverick Vinales, it's coming up for him. Like Hervé said, they've had a few technical gremlins in Austin, but it was all like gelling together. So yeah, hopefully this is a really good sign for Maverick, you know, building on that, and hopefully they can find solution for the time attack for Enya.
Yeah, obviously his wins came on the Yamaha, it's worth mentioning that, and KTM a very different prospect at the moment.
Yeah, it seems that way, even how you ride it, dealing with the vibration. Maverick is focusing on himself, changing how he rides the bike to try and get a little bit more performance out of it. But this weekend, the signs have been good for Maverick, and this is a track that he's strong at, so fingers crossed he can have a good, solid qualifying here.
Yeah, it would be great. He's looking at the man who's fastest at the moment across the weekend, Frankie Morbidelli, regained confidence, regained physical form as well, and he's flying high.
Yeah, he's looking really good, Morbidelli, really smooth on the bike, very efficient as well, and yesterday looking really fast in qualifying mode. So this is different exercise compared to what we've seen before. You know, those riders are going out there with very low fuel, loads of grip, and they can be rough with the bike, they can be physical, they can, you know, really get the best performance for that just one lap. So it's a different exercise. Pecco's going to have to up his game from SP2 though, because he was a little bit on the back foot early on.
That's the scene here. Just get a pole shot from both of them here. Emlaf, who are you going with?
I'm going to go Pecco Bagnaia.
Okay.
And I'm going to go for Marc Marquez. I think he's going to really want to, you know, on a track where on paper Pecco came as a favourite here, he's really going to want to take the advantage here.
Okay, that's the thoughts from the boys down here. Over to you, Gav.
Thank you very much. Yes, the clock is ticking. This 15-minute qualifying session for the Grand Prix of Qatar. Who is going to be on pole position? There's a shot in the background is Lusail. You might be able to see the World Cup stadium there. You just see in the sort of top middle of your picture, that was a World Cup final stadium. And then the city of Doha, just a little bit off into the haze. And it has got that hazy feel, hasn't it? It's been very, very warm here today, which starting to, I'm not saying it's starting to drop just yet, but the sun is starting to drop in the sky now. Ayagura's come through from Q1. He's got a little bit of a knowledge of where the wind is and how the track's feeling on a fast lap. But which way are you looking for pole position to go?
I'm going to go for Marc Marquez, just for all my fans back at home who love me saying that.
4 in a row, you're reckoning then? Because obviously he's taken 3 first poles of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to say 4 in a row. I think this man will do well. I think it'll be close. It's not a foregone conclusion. It'll be interesting to see where Ayagura ends up with that momentum.
On board with Pedro Costa, has shown a bit of pace in this afternoon, these afternoon sessions. Maverick Vinales just behind him on track. As Hervé Poncharal was saying, high expectations going forward here.
Alex Marquez leading his brother round. Did you see that? Which sort of surprised me.
Yeah, and he's
surely he wouldn't want
Mark
to throw his brother round.
Is giving himself a bit of room as well.
Yeah. And everyone's waiting behind him. If you're Aldeguer, you're just going to wait, which is the right thing.
Pedro Costa's going to pass.
No, I'll have that. Obviously, we know they don't get on.
No, at all. Really, they were best mates as kids, and there's been a falling out into their teens. And it looks like Aldeguer's having a think about going through. Acosta, I thought, was going to try and have Marc Marquez there. Surely got to run a little bit wide, but he gets it stopped down into turn 1. One of his great strengths, of course. Always turns in that little bit earlier, doesn't he? He was talking about the front end in the USA that was having a real problem getting the bike stopped towards the apex, but he said it's much better this weekend.
So all getting set then for the second part of qualifying. Another 15 minutes ahead of us then in this one, and it could... Where's my qualifying screen? There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Green flags out then, 12 minutes. Franco Morbidelli, Pecco Bagnaia, alongside Marc Marquez, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Alex Marquez, Fabio Quartararo, Pedro Costa, Maverick Vinales, Fermin Aldeguer, Juan Zarco, Ayagura and Alex Rins. Agura and Rins were the 2 combined from the previous session. And as always, we have the 15 seconds coming through. Sorry about that, we had a bit of a delay getting back on air. Who's my pick for pole position? It's Marc Marquez, as the boys were just saying on the team. It's got to be Marc Marquez. He's won, what, 3 poles in a row so far? And this is a circuit he's waited for the Ducati. All those years on the Honda, him and Dovizioso, him and Lorenzo in years gone by side, the pair. All 3 of them really at one point as well. With Marc on what was the underdog Ducati on this circuit. He's been waiting for this chance, and he's going to take it now. First lap times are coming through, and need I say more with what we're about to see from Marc Marquez as he crosses the line. Alex goes top, and Marc goes about 0.3 of a second faster on lap number 1. It's a 150.877. Alex Marquez second on a 151.189. Digi's third. Morbidelli ahead of Zarco, Bagnaia, Vinales, Aldeguer. Agura's just got into 9th. Rins, Acosta, and Quartararo hasn't set a lap time yet as well. So still coming in and closing together once more. Excuse me. I've got a mute button. I was just looking for the mute button. I've got a mute button. As that they'll come in once again then. So I'm not counting out one of the VR46 riders qualifying in the front row either, says Sean. That's an opportunity to come through as well. Do you know, I really like the fact that at the moment we've got this new laptop because I can actually have a monitor back with what I need it to be. It's no longer feeling like we're commentating in a Hobbit studio. And we've got a 50-inch 4K monitor directly in front of me now, which is slightly better on the eyes than the one in the garage. I don't have a bright light shining on me, and there's no green screen behind me, which means I can fall back and it looks like I'm actually in the commentary box. I'm not even in the commentary box. I'm amazed by that. I know Ian Birch is standing alongside me, but I'm amazed how, with the green screen, you could tell it was a green screen. With this, with the virtual background, because this is on the map book, so sometimes we'll need the green screen, sometimes we won't, but I'm amazed how good it looks.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's you gone. Anyway.
It's because the green screen moves and it makes it...
It distorts it, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a permanent image behind me, and I can just go far back. It's like it's actually the box.
You could walk around with that image behind
you. I reckon I could actually. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Look, I can stand up if I wanted to. I haven't been able to stand up and commentate in this for a long, long time. Might actually do it for a minute. Alex Marquez still goes second. Marc Marquez doesn't improve that much, but it's a 150.981, so he's still momentarily off the pace. Tell you what, that's a good idea actually, because that means me and Megan could probably stand up. She was asking me a while ago, does that mean I've got to sit down and kneel? No, you can stand now. So Morbidelli stays in third position. The second runs proves nobody's going to change their times around just yet, and everyone now starting to come into the pit lane. Zarco does the same thing. Quartararo's 0.3 down at the moment. And there comes Bagnaia into the pits. Winner last time out in America after Marc fell. Marc's got a massive scab on his arm as well from where he fell in Kota. Massive. Almost as bad as mine at the moment. I say almost because I've literally ripped my hand open several times thanks to my skin condition. Once lifting in a new chair, once lifting in this table, once having to stop a burning cooker. Oh yeah, that's another story that we'll tell you during a practice session this year.
We had the fireman out last night.
Yeah. Mum was cooking again. Literally, no joke, Mum was cooking and the oven wouldn't turn off. So it's been condemned. Quite rightly so, actually.
Yeah, it was also burning the unit, so we really did need the fireman.
Yeah, it's burned the unit as well, so yeah. But yeah, the grill wouldn't turn off. So if you're wondering where I was in Formula E and IndyCar, I couldn't do it because we were busy, because we didn't know what was happening with the power, what was happening with the electrics or anything. So that's where we were there. Zarco currently still in pit lane. I'm surprised here that we've had, well, that's Pecco, but Marc, Alex, Franco, they've all stayed out there. So we've got ulterior strategies going on right now. It's the practice one yesterday was a little bit more relevant than what it usually is because of this qualifying session. But it is useless.
The sun's going down a little. And so are they trying to get out before the track temperature go down?
Well, there's Bagnaia. Bagnaia trying to literally force Fabio Di Giannantonio into going out first. You know, you're not allowed to do that in the pit lane. You're not allowed to go out and stop and start. That was a rule that was brought in a few years ago to come in as well. A little bit of from that one. Alex Marquez comes in. By the way, part of the new LaSalle paddock building here that they built a couple of years ago for Formula 1, the garage signs are actually permanent and they're LED screens. They're just like normal little LED screens that change with whoever's there. So we saw this in World Endurance Championship earlier on this season when they were here for their 10 hours of, 1,018 kilometres of Qatar, whatever it was. They change.
That's brilliant for Formula One because Red Bull change their drivers every week.
It is actually probably they should adapt that actually more for the second Red Bull seat. And the way it's going, the rumours that have been circulating.
Do you know what I liked and that died a death after 2 seasons? When IndyCar introduced the lights with the numbers and the positioning and on the side of the cars. That was good. I
liked that. I don't know why they got rid of it. WEC have kept it, haven't they? WEC still got it. But yeah, I don't know why IndyCar got rid of it. They haven't even changed the cars, IndyCar. They've had the same chassis basically since 2012. Hasn't really changed that much. So, into the final 5. Marquez is in the pit lane. So we've got 2 different kilters. So watch out for Digi, Zarco, Bagnaia, Aguirre and Rins. They're going to set their final lap times first, and then we're going to have the bonanza from everybody else who's going to go out there. So Mark is going out. Yeah, there's those LED screens. Do you see what I mean? Above all the pit lanes as well. If you're watching along with us on the MotoGP World feed, I know quite a lot of people do actually sync up with our commentary, which is maddening to me, but you all seem to enjoy it. I know a lot of people as well in Indonesia and Thailand as well enjoy our coverage, so welcome to you. And a lot of people also take our radio feed as they fly. And there's the Asia Talent Cup bikes towards the final end of the pit lane. New pit lane paddock was built here ahead of Formula One coming, and then the Endurance Championship. Qatar's become a sort of central home for Middle Eastern motorsport, which... Oh no! Is that Marquez? Don't tell me it is! It's Pecco Bagnaia! It's the other one! Couldn't see who it was when he fell off, but Pecco Bagnaia at turn 4 has crashed out. The front just dips away from him.
I had a feeling it was Bagnaia because he was too big for Marquez.
I just saw the red helmet. I couldn't see whether it was the bright red helmet of Mark or had the Monster Energy logo of Bagnaia, but it was Bagnaia. So he turns into 4. It just rear stepped out on entry, trail breaks in, and he just twitches, and he just drops it. Was quite revealing that he has the full airbags, hips and legs as well. Now, it winds up to 12 kilometres an hour blowing in at that point of the circuit, so I wonder if that was wind assisted, because there is a building there alongside turn 4, and the building sort of goes up until the braking spot, and as soon as the braking spot's there, it's no wind. So I wonder if he's past the building, you're protected from the wind. As soon as he's got out in the braking zone, he's turning, the wind's hit, and down he goes, because that's a very unusual mistake to make. We've seen it a couple of times in the Moto3 and Moto2 so far this weekend. But look at this, and Fabio Di Giannantonio on the VR46. Sean said that it's an opportunity that they could be on the front row of the grid. Here he is across the line, 98,000 up a mark, and it's middle of the front row. What a lap time from Digi, carrying on that pace they had in America 2 weeks ago to 150.929. Stunning lap time. Julian says, kind of funny that last time Mark made a mistake in his favourite track, the situation reversed now. Yeah, Bagnaia, this is his circuit, and he's making the mistake in qualifying, and he won't get a chance to qualify. So that means Bagnaia starts 9th for the Tissot Sprint and the Grand Prix tomorrow. At best, 9th as well.
I love the colour scheme for VR46 this year. You know, obviously they got it off Del Boy.
It is very much a sort of a limey yellow, isn't it?
Luminous, it's called. Luminous.
I'm looking at Marc Marquez now. I'm analysing that bike. You might notice that Mark does have the Monster Energy logos on the bike, but he doesn't have any personal Monster Energy logos. That's because he's still a factory Red Bull rider, and he's been blocked by Franco Morbidelli and several riders coming into turn 4. Well, the stewards are going to investigate that one because they've blocked several fast lap times now. Mark would argue, well, I got blocked and I got out of the way. Morbidelli was just coasting on the middle of the line there as well. So absolutely ridiculous trying to see that one to come into it. Here is Alex. He's up by 57,000. Digi's still pushing hard on that tire. What's he on? Everyone's on a medium front and soft rear, bar old rear softs for Morbidelli and Aldeguer. Old medium, well, to be fair, everyone's on an old medium front, but they've got a brand new soft rear in, bar those 2 riders I said. The only riders going for a brand new front and soft, brand new front, medium and rear soft is Marc Marquez. He's got the newer tyre out there, but Quartararo's going faster. Marquez going faster. Here's Digi over the line. Is he going to do anything to come into it? No, still hasn't. Well, that was one of the KTMs that was off the circuit there as well. I wonder if that was a Costa. Yeah, it must have been a Costa. Alex Marquez then looking good. Here comes Igora. 3/10 down at the moment as he comes over the line. Is he going to improve anywhere? Only up to 8th place. So that's middle of the 3rd row of the grid. Right, here comes Quadraro. He's okay. 2nd row so far. Alex Marquez coming up to the line behind him. Here comes Fabi over the line. And it's provisional pole position. Yamaha have found something. Is it going to last long? No. Alex Marquez, 150.6, that's more like it, and Grassini love it. So, it's Alex Marquez and a 150.6 exactly, Quadraro and Marc Marquez with 53 seconds to go, and well, I can't see anybody else improving. Where's Marc? Marc's now just starting, so as I said, it's going to be those who went out last are going to have a different run. Here's Marc now. Into turn 1. Someone's down. Is that someone's gone down? There was some dust up. Someone's gone. I didn't hear anything in the ears, but someone's gone down with that dust that got kicked up. No yellow flags. And nobody stopped down at turn 1 in the first sector. They've all gone through. Don't know where that dust came from then. Quadraro gets out the way. Marc's up by 1/10 of a second. There is Bagnaia. He's going to start this race from the back of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 4th row of the grid. Middle of the 4th row. Oh, and the traffic here is ridiculous. Checkered flag is going to be out now. Alex Marquez, 4,000s off the pace. Marc Marquez is 1/10 up at the moment. He's still going to try through the middle sector. He's got that new medium front, new soft rear. Nobody's crashed at the moment, so where that dust came from, I have absolutely no idea at all. It just appeared out of nowhere. Phantom as we come into it. Morbidelli's faster than Marc in the 3rd sector. Aldeguer's down. Alex is still there. It's still all to play for. Digi's not going to improve. He's done his lap time. He's taken the flag. Rins in the pit lane. Igura's taken the flag. So here comes Alex Marquez then. Championship leader, let's not forget, Alex Marquez. Is he going to improve over the line? And he stays in first. Didn't improve on time. He's 1/10 down. Here comes Marc. 3,000th off in the middle sector. He's out of the last corner. And he is going to get a slipstream from Franco Morbidelli. This will breeze Marc in to pole position. And it does. Marc on pole again at COTA. 4 in a row in 2025. It's a 154.99. Much better lap time on the front there as well. Marc, it's Marquez front row. Quadraro 3rd, Morbidelli's 4th, Digi 5th, Viñales 6th, Zarco 7th, Aldeguer's 8th, Rins 9th, Agura 10th, Bagnaia 11th, and Acosta in 12th. So, Bagnaia crashes, new lap record, 150.499, some 3/10 faster than last year's Martin time on a similar Ducati. And it's now Marc on pole once again, the 4th time this year. And after the mistake in the main Grand Prix in COTA, he's certainly going to come back for a charge here. Well, that was sort of a surprise to see how it's going to work. Oh, okay.
What's okay?
The World Supersport race, I believe, that's going on right now. Yes, has been red flagged due to an incident at turn 5. So they've stopped the race in the World Supersport, which is in their final season, if anybody's wondering why we're not covering it. Oh! Oh, wait, I already knew that. JT's already told that. That's an old race. We talked about getting a penalty. What do you make of qualifying?
I thought it was, you know, I thought they would make a bigger meal of it.
That's it.
It was a bit how we thought it would end up.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. We won't be able to hear from the post-interviews because we have to fly to cover the Formula E qualifying session. That's on the main JB Motorsports channel as well. But we will be back for the Tissot Sprint later on. It's Marc Marquez on pole from Alex Marquez 2nd. Once again, that front row dominates between it. But what a ride from Fabio Quadraro for the first time. Yamaha get the front row of the grid. We'll see you later on for the Tissot Sprint, live on JB Motorsports 2 and premiered later on JB Motorsports. See you later.